Oh. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurudeva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om and good evening from Niagara Falls. Bhagavan Krishna teaches Prince Arjuna. He says, Yaha Pashyati. The one who sees, Saha Pashyati. He sees. And if you take this literally, the one who sees, he sees. Obviously. But we have to look at this more than just literally. The philosophical meaning behind this is the one who sees not with their eyes, but with their intellect. Only such a person sees. I'm reminded of when Neo wakes up out of the matrix and he opens his eyes and it's so hard for him to absorb that light. And he asks Morpheus, his guru, how come my eyes hurt? And Morpheus says, because you've never used them before. You've only used your eyes in Maya. You've only lived by sight. And now you're using vision. This is your first time. We are studying Vedanta. An important word here is antaha. Antaha means deeper. Antaha means to internalize. Antaha is referring to you. We are studying Vedanta. Please change those words to we are studying that which is deeper. We are studying that which is internal. We are studying you. Last week, we took up a shloka that talked about forms and names. We change our forms and names because this is a uniform. Right now, I am wearing a uniform. This is the role that I play in my responsibilities. I do not sleep in my dhoti and kurta, and this woolen vest. When I go to sleep, I have a different uniform because it's a different role and a different responsibility. Our forms and names become our identity. Our forms and names are a reminder. When I was flying from Houston to Chicago on Monday, then the lady who was checking my Nexus card, my global entry or global traveler pass, she said, why are you wearing that mark on your forehead? And I explained this to her, and I used the word reminder many times. In Sanatana Dharma, people wear orange or ochre. It is the color of fire. Fire is that which is ever steady. And so the uniform, the identity, the reminder is that we should be ever steady, like a fire. Now, do you have to change your form and name to be ever steady? And if you change your form and name, does that mean you will be ever steady? We have lots and lots and lots of Balavihar plays where people change their clothes to ochre, and then they slip on their dhoti or they miss a line and so on. So they're not really ever steady just because they have that form and name, correct? Sannyasa or renunciation is a vritti. What does vritti mean? Thought, or put more deeply, vision. Please tune into these two words. Sannyasa is a vritti. Sannyasa is not a karma. It is a vritti, it is not a karma. The way that Swami Tejomayananda shares this, spirituality is not an action. Okay, it's not a karma. It is the vision behind all actions. It is the vritti that we are to live all moments with. This can be compared to love. Love is a vision. Love is a thought. It is comprehensive. When you love a being, when you love a purpose, you don't have to say that you love that being or purpose. You don't have to make a show of you loving that being or purpose. It's comprehensive. Your thoughts, your words, your actions are all directed towards that, correct? There's a beautiful song by a band called Extreme. Old song. How many of you have heard of the band Extreme? Only the cool people know the band Extreme. And that song is more than words. And essentially this band is saying is, don't tell me that you love me. Don't make this a karma, but show me that you love me. In other words, your life should follow that vision. We use this word love so casually. We love macaroni and cheese. We love the sun. We love the beach. And we love our mothers. And we love Bhagwan. So macaroni and cheese and Madhava are put in the same equation. Make this deeper. Internalize this. You can have that sannyasa vritti also if you love self-development, if you love Bhagwan. We continue. Today we will study shloka 15 and 16 because they're similar and they're comparative. In shloka 15, we will study someone who fulfills their desires. They live a life, their strategy for peace is to fulfill as many desires as possible. A different way to look at this is someone who submits to desires. Okay, that will be in shloka 15. When I take you to shloka 16, we will study someone who denies desires. Their strategy for peace is not fulfilling, but denying. Not submitting, but suppressing. It is amazing how Acharya Shankara's disciples, his shishyas, are able to work in such unison to make this teaching, this knowledge so thorough. I am on shloka 15. Please repeat after me. Angam galitam palitam mundam dashana vihinam jatam tundam vriddho yati grihitva dandam tadapi na munchatyasha pindam bhaja govindam govindam bhaja mudamate. Acharya Shankara teaches. Angam galitam. Angam means limbs. Angam means this body. Galita means they're worn out, weakening. Palitam mundam. Munda here means hair. The hair has become gray. So the body is worn out and the hair is gray. You know what's fascinating about this first line is that the body and hair has been created, has been designed to wear out, isn't it? The body and hair is not designed to be everlasting. Yet when the body does wear out, we're surprised by it. When we see our first hairs in our sideburns, we're surprised by it. That's what's fascinating, is that we know, yet we don't know. We see, yet we don't see. Why would we be frustrated if we know that that which is to be worn out is wearing out? Embrace this rather than fight this. Next line. Dashana vihinam. Dashana or dasha means many. In this case, it means teeth. Okay? Dashana also means mouth. Okay, I'm losing track of the literal meaning. I need to focus on the implied meaning. Dashana means mouth. Vihina means without teeth. Dashana vihina means without teeth. And jatam tundam means it's now without teeth. So that mouth is now without teeth. Okay. Are the teeth designed to be everlasting? The teeth too are not designed to be everlasting. And what I really wanted to highlight here. Whose name is Dashanana? In the chat room, whose name is Dashanana? Ravana, correct. Acharya Madhuji is here, so she knew it right away. Ravana's name is Dashanana, the one with 10 heads. Anana means head or face, like Gajanana, correct? The one with a head like an elephant, that's Ganeshji. Dashanana is someone who is indulgent. We have 10 heads. We have 5 organs of input and 5 organs of output. In Ravana's case, all of them were always engaged. He was highly indulgent. Many of us are Ravana too, correct? Always inputting and outputting and inputting and outputting and inputting and outputting and just being tired. So Dashana Vihinam Jatam Tundam, here, it can be taken literally as a mouth that's without teeth. But how did it happen? It happened from those who are indulgent. If you always eat junk food and you don't look after your health, doesn't your mouth become without teeth? I had read a joke that said, how do you know you've reached old age? There's lots of jokes related to this. This is one of them. You know you've reached old age when you and your teeth sleep in separate places. And then in the third line, Acharya Shankara's disciples say, Vriddho yati grihitva dandam. That body that is worn out, with the hair that's grayed and the mouth that has less teeth in it, is holding on and is using that danda, that cane, as a support. And I really like how this word danda is used. If you look at the cover of my text at least, I don't know about your text, doesn't Acharya Shankara also have a danda in his hand? This danda is called dharma danda. That your thoughts, words, and actions are aligned, always straightforward. Here, this person who's grasping this danda and is trying to hold himself up or herself up, this is at a physical level. But what should have happened for this person is that their thoughts, words, and actions should have been aligned. That dharma danda is to be internalized. Then it doesn't matter if there's external support or not. Here, this person is depending, not just physically, but mentally, on this danda. Physically, we will have to, but Acharya Shankara's disciples are saying mentally, and I'll take this to the next line. Tadapina munchati asha pindam. Even though this person is aging, tadapi, still, not, munjati, that person is not free. Free from what? Asha. Asha here means desire, and pinda means a ball of, a tight unit of desires. That this person has aged externally so much, but internally is still immature. This person is hitting themselves with this ball. In this shloka, we see someone who has no plan for their life. They're just eating, drinking, and pretending to be merry. There is no plan. And in their no plan, what they hope will be everlasting, which is this body, starts to be never lasting, and they get frustrated. And as they get more and more frustrated, it actually devolves into fear. That I'm getting older, but my mind is still controlling me. That's a fearful circumstance. When you are unhealthy, when your stomach is raw or your mouth is raw, you can have a lot of delicious food and everyone around you is enjoying, but because your stomach and mouth is not well, you're not interested in that because you're in line with your stomach and mouth. But for the immature person who's neglecting their stomach and mouth, they still want to eat that hot pizza or that cold ice cream or whatever it is. And so they try, but they just get more and more frustrated. What Totaka Acharya is sharing in this shloka is, train yourself right here, right now, to be free of this ball of desires. That as we physically mature, we should mentally mature also. Otherwise, only fear, only frustration, and only fear. Like Ravana, has 10 heads, physically very strong, but mentally no contentment. Ravana is not just from the past. Ravana is in the present also. We move on to the next shloka. This shloka is by Hasta Malaka, which is another wonderful disciple of Acharya Shankara. And he's taking what Totaka Acharya shared and he's looking at it differently. Okay? Please repeat after me. Agre vannihi prishte bhanuhu Ratrau chubuku samarpita januhu Karatala bhikshastarutala vasaha Tadapina munchatyasha pashaha Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudamate. So we're not focusing on submission now, we're focusing on suppression. Not fulfillment of desires, but denial of desires. Agre vannihi. Agre means in front, vannihi. In front of this person is a fire. Prishte means behind is bhanuhu, the sun. So in front the fire and behind is the sun. And this is all happening in Bharat, right? So this is not an ordinary fire. There's lots of stuff going into that fire. And this is not an ordinary sun. This is the sun of Bharat, very close to the equator. What is being shown in this first line is someone who's trying to practice tapas. What does tapa mean? Tapa means to burn. And this person is taking burning literally, no? Burning in front, burning in behind, instead of taking it at an implied level. Yaha pashyati, this person does not see. So tapas is picked up on in this shloka. Ratrau chubuka samarpita januhu, at night, what this person does, brings their januhu, brings their knees to their chin. Now, if you think, when was the last time you slept with your knees to your chin? When you were in your mother's womb, or when you're cold, when you're freezing to conserve all that body heat. Correct. Or if you're in a car in Bharat also, in a 4-seater Maruti, you have 12 people there. Also, your knees are to your chin. Warm, but not safe. Here, this person's idea of tapa again is literal. This person is exposing the body and mind to intense discomfort, cold in this matter. Have you ever slept where it's too cold to sleep? Have you ever been in such a place? Everyone knows that. We once did a retreat for young adults in Algonquin National Park, or Provincial Park, whatever it is. And outside was 1 degree Celsius. We had a fire and a tent. I had every article of clothing that I brought with me, and my sleeping bag, you could only see the tip of my nose. Okay, so imagine just my nose. That's all that was visible of this body. It was intensely cold, and even all of that, having all of that, still it was so cold that one couldn't sleep. So dark outside, but you'd still get up at 4 because not moving is not working, so you try moving. If you can't sleep, you can't contemplate. In chapter 6 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna says, the person who is immoderate with sleep, they sleep too much, or in this case, too little, that person cannot contemplate. Now, these shlokas are trying to teach us to be content. We're trying to go past desires, but you can't do that literally. You have to do that with knowledge and then contemplation, but this person cannot contemplate, and clearly they don't have knowledge. Next line, Karatala bhikshas tarutala vasaha. This person, they take bhiksha, they eat with whatever fits in their hands. So all of you make like a cup out of your hands, okay? Now think, the dinner you just ate, would that have fit in your hands? The dinner you're about to eat, will it fit in your hands? If all of your whole study group's hands were put together, then that would be your dinner before or after, but not just your hands, correct? And after bhiksha, this person sleeps near any tree. In other words, they sleep in any condition, but as if sleeps. This discomfort is shown, now the discomfort is about eating. The discomfort is about the body resting. Not sleep, resting. And here, we go back to Bhagavan Krishna's teachings from chapter 6. He says that person who eats too much cannot contemplate. That person who eats too little cannot contemplate, brought out here. That person who rests too much cannot contemplate. That person who rests too little also cannot contemplate, brought out here. This person thinks that what they're doing is leading them to peace when it is not leading them to peace. Our lives are not different. Do you go to school for peace? Is it making you more peaceful? Now you're all misinterpreting my words. You're right. That's why we're going to stop going to school. What about relationships? What are you in a relationship for? Please don't misinterpret what I'm saying. For all of those in the Mananam reading course, what was this week's question? Why are you in the Mananam reading course? We're in week 16. What are you doing? And this is so strongly brought out again in the 4th line, which is very similar to the last shloka. Tadapina munchati asha pashaha. Still, this person is doing all of this, but still, they're not free from desires, and the desires are not compared to a pinda anymore. Where have you heard the word pinda? When someone passes away, you offer a pinda of rice. It's a ball of rice that you offer on that body that's burning. Here we see pashaha. Now, where have you heard the word pashaha before? Pasha is in Ramayana, where different rakshasas are shooting arrows that turn into nets, like a net of serpents and so on and so forth. Here, this net is of desires. And who's shooting who? We're putting that net on ourselves. We're doing so much, karma, 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 but is it leading to jnana? I had mentioned in the past that jnana, you know you're getting jnana. You're internalizing knowledge when you become quieter. Jnana is that which quietens. So if school and work and relationships, if you're not becoming quieter in mind, you are not different than that old person who thinks wisdom comes with age, when just age is coming. We are not different than that person who engages in all of this discomfort, but is only making their mind more uncomfortable. In both of these shlokas, we see a presentation on simple living. Now in the chat room, if there's simple living, what else has to be there? Simple living and high thinking. Very good. If you have simple living without high thinking, you get frustrated, you become afraid, everyone's enjoying and I'm missing out, a lot of FOMO, the fear of missing out. But if you have simple living matched with high thinking, it's not FOMO anymore, it's JOMO, the joy of missing out. You enjoy your song and dance. Nachiketas tells Yamaraja, you teach me the truth, that which is everlasting. Simple living demands high thinking. We say that very casually. Simple living, high thinking, but that word demands has to be there too. For all of those who have been on yatras with me, it's very simple living, but you see the thinking is very high. Suppose we deleted the thinking. No satsang, no ashrams, but you just had to live in an ashram, but you never got to tune into the experience of an ashram. All you would be thinking about is dhabas. Let's get onto the street and eat street food. Let's go visit tourism spots. But none of you want to. In fact, the half day I take you into Mumbai is your worst day. You want to go back to the ashram because you're tuned into that simple living, high thinking. Sannyasa, in both of these shlokas, sannyasa is brought out, and then last week too, sannyasa is to be of kama. You are to renounce desires, not renounce vastu. It is not sannyasa of vastu. We're not to renounce articles, beings, and circumstances. That's taking this literally. It is sannyasa of kama, the desire for, the dependency on articles, beings, and circumstances. If it's sannyasa of vastu, you've turned that which is the highest into a karma. But if it's sannyasa of kama, that means all of us can, must, and will become independent. I'll finish with a story. One day, a seeker was in the forest, engaged in tapa, like we just read. And this person's doing their japa, is doing their dhyana. And this bird, which is in the tree, it keeps chirping. So this seeker keeps getting distracted and looking at that bird and keeps working harder to focus. And then, as if that bird is teasing that seeker, that bird poos on that seeker. I don't know what word to use, but the droppings fall on that seeker. Right on their forehead and their eyes, it's all over them. He's so angry, he opens his eyes and stares at that bird, and in a moment, that bird explodes, just bursts into flames. And that seeker felt very powerful, like I did that. and was looking around to see if anybody saw them. But seekers in forests apparently are by themselves. That's how these stories go. So now he's hungry. So he goes into the village and he's going from home to home asking for bhiksha. And the first home he gets to, he's, I was going to say, ringing the doorbell. He's calling out from outside, Bhiksham dehi. Please give me food. And no response. And this is a village. Everyone is home. So he says it again, Bhiksham dehi. And deep inside of that home, he hears a voice that says, Bhikshu, I'm coming. I'm just tending to my seva right now. And that seeker gets very angry. He starts banging, saying, I'm asking you for bhiksha right now. After some time, this wife comes and gives bhiksha to this seeker. And she says, I'm not that bird in the forest. I'm not scared of you. I'm serving my husband who needs me. And that seeker was stunned that here he is. He made a bird blow up. And this woman already knew what he did and is totally unafraid of what he did. And he realized that his tapa is limited by space, time, and matter. Her tapa is not limited by space, time, and matter. His is a lifestyle. Hers is a vision. And that's what we're studying. Vision. Narayana.